Mother forbade me from speaking to her, so I tried my best way to stay away, but here she was, looking up at me in the middle of the night. I wasn't even sure how she'd gotten past the tall iron fence that surrounded the property. If anyone spotted her and reported it to Mother or Mr. Pruitt, they'd be furious. "What are you doing?" I whispered down, knowing she probably couldn't hear me.
But I couldn't risk being heard inside the house. "You shouldn't be here." In answer, she flung something from her hand, and I watched the object fly towards me before slowing and falling back to the snow. A stone? What was she doing? She snatched it up and looked at me, making sure I was ready. She threw it again, harder, and this time I caught it with both hands. I pulled it inside. A folded piece of paper had been tied to the rock's surface. Untying the twine, I pulled the folded paper free and opened it under the bright moonlight. There, on the white page, was a note. "MillieMaven, I have long awaited this moment. On this day of your 12th birthday, I would like to offer you a way to change your life forever. To have the life you were destined to have. A life with wonder and power beyond your wildest imagination. You have been chosen to follow a special path. You may decide, but it must be tonight before your birth date passes. Meet me outside where the 5 tall pines stand.
You may be afraid, but don't let that stop you, my dear. Just come. If you don't, you'll be trapped in that house forever." My heart was pumping hard, and I read the note again. What could this mean? I looked down. Disbelief. Still swimming in my mind. Aggie motioned for me to come, then turned and walked west in the direction of the pines. She couldn't be serious. She wanted me to follow her, break Mother's rules, and sneak out. I watched her for another moment and quickly replaced the boards, struggling to get the nails to line up with their holes. Satisfied they would hold unless a strong wind came, I crossed my back to the corner, paper still in my hand. I read those words again, then again, and reminded me these were words written by a woman who thought insane. The ramblings of an old loon who lived off pine cones and talked to birds, but my heart began to beat to a different rhythm as Aggie's words sank to my soul. "You must come. Your future depends on it. Could it be It must be. How did Aggie know? How did Aggie know it was my birthday anyway?
I sat there staring at the note, caught in a war between my mind and my heart. One moment, my thoughts dashed the song of my heart, and then the next, my heart soared over those thoughts, drawing me to Aggie. I stood. I had to know what Aggie meant. I donned all the clothes I owned to battle the winter night, yanked on my shoes, and crossed to the steps in the floor. With a huff, I shook off my fear and opened the hatch. Chapter 2 ends.